guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia and today I wanted to test out the Ordinary concealer. This is a new one out from Ordinary and the concealers match up with the foundation shades. They have had their foundations out for quite a while. This one is the coverage foundation. It's a high coverage foundation and they do a serum one as well, which is a lighter cover. But yeah, these are the ones we're testing out today. These are both in the shade 1.0N, very fair neutral. I think this is one of the lighter shades they do. I did used to use this foundation back in the day. I haven't used it for quite a while now, but from what I remember, I kind of liked it. Don't know if I definitely did or not. But today is mainly about the concealer. So I'm going to go in with this and just put it under one eye at a time. I'm going to put it on before my foundation. I tend to do a mix between putting it on under my foundation and above it, just depending on how I'm feeling that day or what my routine is that day. Try a brush to start off with. And then probably just go over the top with a beauty blender afterwards. Because sometimes this takes off the excess that you don't need on there. Because sometimes it looks like it sits on the skin or sits on the moisturiser you've got in your skin. I was really looking forward to trying this concealer, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. It looks... I've moisturised my skin, I've put an eye cream on that they've been on for about 5-10 minutes, so that it's not like it's fresh on top of my skin. And it's not slipping around, it's kind of catching in places, which doesn't really make sense because it's moisturised. And maybe there might be a little bit of dryness. I don't know if you can see, it's like catching here a little bit, and the rest of it just looks quite wishy-washy and not really on my face but on my skincare that I've got instead. And it's not like I've really used a different or really oily or any sort of skincare on there. I just sort of put a basic eye cream and then just my Olay moisturiser, which I use on a daily basis with other concealers and stuff. And it has given like some coverage, and maybe because I went over with my beauty blender, but it hasn't really given full coverage. This might be the type of thing I'm gonna have to have a bit of a play around before I kind of get used to it. I don't know. Let's just try one dot on the other side to start off with, because maybe that was too much. And I'm gonna start with my beauty blender first. Actually, should I just go in with my finger? Because there might be a technique to this. Maybe it isn't using the brush, maybe it is going straight with the beauty blender, maybe it's using your fingers. I don't know, but it does look better pressing it with my finger, but it doesn't look high coverage. Yeah, high coverage formula. Do you think it'd be, not say cakey because you don't want to be cakey, but you think you wouldn't be able to see this? Or like this coloration there still? I'm going to add a little bit more on because obviously I only put a little bit on that time. Where's this on the back of the pack to do? It says apply to imperfections, blemishes or the under eye area. Blend using your fingertips or brush. Maybe this is the best way to go with it. Don't think I like it. It looks okay and my under eyes aren't as dark anymore, but I don't really have that bad like dark circles under my eyes anyway. I wouldn't say it was full coverage at all. I'd probably say this would look quite good with like tinted moisturiser, my Colourpop tinted moisturiser maybe. It does have that sort of sheer consistency that it does go down to if you work it down and just patting it in. It does blend in nicely, but I don't really think it blends at the same time, you know. Maybe it is full coverage, but I'm just expecting it to be thick and really visible on my face, but it actually matches my skin tone for once. I don't know, could be the case. I might try on a few of my blemishes and see, because sometimes it's hard to tell your under eyes because the light reflects off it in different ways. So if I look this way, I can kind of see more of my eye bag compared to if I look here towards the light, you don't see it so much. It does feel quite creamy when you put it onto the back of your hand, and it feels slightly thick then. This was definitely way too much. This is just my full foundation application now. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. It just seems like an okay concealer. Maybe it is because it matches my skin tone better than like other ones I've used. So I've had quite a few concealers before where they'll be quite light or quite full coverage. I find with like the Revolution one in C1, I believe it is, that is my shade, but I put it on and you can immediately see, like I blend it out, and this bit is like with concealer, you can see I've got it on my face, and I definitely need to do like my foundation stuff to match up to that. But with this, it does blend in or blend away the overall coverage, but I also feel like, especially under the eyes, maybe it's just because I did put an eye cream on my moisturiser and stuff, but this is what I use on a daily basis anyway, so it's not really going to work for me that much, but it just slightly catches, or not peels up, but just sits there in a way. And it does look nice on my skin, like on my cheek, but it doesn't fully do the full coverage thing for me. And maybe I expect more from a full coverage foundation or concealer because I do have acne prone skin, I do have redness stuff on my skin, so I have a lot more to cover than someone who has generically quite clear skin anyway. But yeah, let's give this a go. See how we get on with this. These are both quite cheap. This is like £5 something, I think, and this was £4.75. I got these from Beauty Bay. But when I first bought this, when I was testing about it, I was thinking there's 30 mils in there, but it looks quite small. Like the size of this looks like it's a smaller amount of foundation compared to maybe something like this. But they're both 30 mils. You're supposed to get the same amount of foundation in them, so it's a pretty good price, bargain for that. I wouldn't really say this is full coverage either. Maybe I could build it up a bit, but I don't want to put too much on because it starts to get cakey. And I haven't got overly dry skin at the moment either, but maybe it's a similar thing to maybe have slightly dry skin in some places, and because I've just moisturised 10-15 minutes ago now. But it seems like it's like catching in a few places as well. Like it does blend in nicely, but I also don't know if it's blending it or I'm tapping it away. Just try it with a little bit more and a brush, maybe just with my Spectrum brush. There's no bitching about it, but I think it actually works better with a brush for coverage anyway. But I do find that, I don't know, it's just me and brushes, I find that it starts to get streaky after a while, where it does get streaky, so I'm gonna have to go over the top with a beauty blender anyway, and then it kind of defeats the point of going in with a brush. Everything just takes twice as long. So this is my third pump I'm going in with, and I do usually use quite a lot of foundation for my face anyway, but seeing as it was meant to be full coverage, you wouldn't need that much foundation. I mean, it is good that you can build it up, but same time, if you want full coverage, you want it straight away, don't you? You'd buy a different foundation. I'll stop moaning about the coverage now because it has actually worked. Maybe it just works better with a brush rather than a sponge, or maybe it just needs to be built up slightly, but it does look quite nice, like coverage wise. But I feel like I need to go over it with my sponge. Do you have to do that with every foundation? What the hell was that noise? Do you have to do it with every foundation anyway, or is it just me and my brushes? I can just see it on my skin though. Ugh. I think I'm gonna definitely have to give this whole thing a go again when I haven't moisturised my skin, maybe, or maybe I need to exfoliate, do everything every single day before I put this on my face. It's a struggle. Okay. I might try a bit more concealer under the eyes now that I put the foundation on. Maybe it might work a little better. Do not know. Probably not. This is probably too much now. Please don't send me somebody at the door. Oh god. Okay, I don't think it is. It's okay. Could you imagine me going to the door with like my like concealer there? I don't know. Maybe I just don't have an opinion on this because this is just gonna be a whole video of me going, I don't like it. I don't think I like it. But I don't like it. And it's not that I don't like it, it's just that it could be better. I could like it, you know. But I don't think I like it. It's cheap. If you want to try it out, try it out. But I personally probably wouldn't buy it again. I don't need to buy it again anytime soon. The concealer might be alright with like low coverage foundations or tinted moisturisers, like barely there sort of looks, and sort of blending out, because it does blend out nicely. It doesn't like it is thick, but it doesn't get stuck on your face when you're trying to blend out. It blends out nicely, but it kind of just stays there. There's a bit of a residue afterwards, or it kind of catches on your moisturiser / dry skin, which anyway. So yeah, It's only like £4.75 or £4.95 or something like that. So if you want to give it a go, give it a go. If you did originally like the Ordinary foundation and the formula of that, you might like this. But I just personally don't think it's really a high coverage formula, the concealer. I think it is a bit washy-washy. Like I said, it looked nice with just a tinted moisturiser or something instead, so just to give it a bit of a lighter look there and everything, but otherwise it's not for me really. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed me just going about things for how long I've been doing this for. But it's been fun anyway. It's been fun to test it out, and it was something I was curious about anyway, because like I said, I used to use this foundation back in the day, and I think this is actually alright. It does turn out alright after a few coats and stuff, but it's all just a bit on my moisturiser at the moment, so I definitely just saw that out. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! I did test this one. Oh, good.